Hi Chirantan,
Hi,
welcome back to Sudeep Audio's channel.
thank you for having me back.
After your last interview, which has received a lot of views, etc., I would say genuine views, you've released a lot of film songs and albums for many movies. Like Zanjeer is very recent, and to be released Boss, and your tracks, some of them are really becoming popular, over the net, and the young college crowd is humming the tunes also across the country, which is fantastic. So you've also worked like in previous films like 1920 and Haunted, etc., with established singers or big names, as we call them, Sonu Niigaam and such people. And in the new releases of yours, you've also kind of signed up today's heartthrobs for youngsters, Arijit Singh and Nikhil D'Souza, etc. So, could you share with us how is the experience of working with people who have been singers who have been in this line for years and these new talents? What has been your experience in the studio, out of the studio, etc.?
I think, first of all, the singer choice happens always as it's always a collective decision between me and the director, and sometimes even the producer. So, what happens is, based on the song, we take the call, that what singers are going to gel with the particular song that I'm working on. So a lot of times, first what happens is, of course, there's a scratch stage where you make a scratch, which then goes to the producer and the director for approval.
Do you sing the scratch or?
Very rarely, actually, very rarely.
Okay.
I always end up making somebody or the other sing.
Okay.
And a lot of times what happens is, people who sung the scratch itself then get to sing the final song.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, because I make sure that first of all, at the scratch level only, I should be satisfied with the voice.
Okay.
So sometimes it takes even recording 4, 5, 6 voices to get the right voice for that song.
Okay.
Because you never know who's going to do the magic on the song. There's so many singers, and so it starts from there. And so a lot of times, sometimes they want big names because they feel that will kind of improve the profile of the album.
This is the producer or the director?
Yeah, because what happens is with big singers is that they already have such a big fan base.
Okay.
On YouTube, all over the world. So moment your song comes out, you automatically get that fan base to listen to the song. So that many people are going to listen to your song, so it becomes popular faster that way because their reach is so wide. So I've had the good fortune of probably working with all the major singers. In my first film, I worked with Mohit Chauhan, I worked with Sunidhi Chauhan, I've worked with Shreya Ghoshal, Sonu Niigaam, Mika Singh, and also Abhijit, and now I've also worked with Arijit Singh, Nikhil D'Souza. So I think the experience every time is very different. Like the experience I've had with singers like Sonu Niigaam and Sunidhi Chauhan and Shreya Ghoshal is that they are so experienced. They've sung so many songs that the moment they come into the studio and you explain the song to them, they first will write the words and then you sing it out a couple of times. If there's a scratch voice, they hear it and they know exactly how they're going to sing each line. I mean, what kind of feel is going to come on which line, how they're going to stress on a word. It's all, I sometimes feel it's like a computer, like you're feeding the song and they're like just coming out with the right approach for the song. So, and a lot of times I've realized that the first take they give on the mic, where we are just kind of still finding the balance and the volume and the mic levels and trying to set everything, that take itself is bang on, and they say like, I say, yeah, this is it. So they're like, no, we want to do more. This is just the first. We're just getting warmed up. They're warming up. Takes are itself like final takes. So that way, what happens is you can really get deep into the song, because they can keep giving you one good take after the other, one good take after the other. But what happens with new singers who probably are not that experienced, and I've happened to work with a lot of them also. So with them, first of all, when they come over to sing the scratch, at that stage itself, I really work hard on them. It can take 5 hours, sometimes 6 hours, sometimes 7 hours I've spent.
But why does that happen? Because they also are good singers themselves.
They're good singers, but there are a lot of factors. One is knowing the mic, then goofing up with the words. A lot of times, yeah, that happens. Okay. I mean, then sometimes they get stuck with just one line, a note in a line, where I'm saying it has to be one sharp, but they will hear it in their head. I mean, in their head they've already formed a melody, which they think is right, and then it's difficult for them to detach from that and come to what I want. So sometimes it gets so stuck. Sometimes I get angry also. I shout. So, but of course they know that why I'm getting angry and why, and they know that they're not getting it. So it's all cool in the end. And most of the times it has happened that it comes through. And sometimes then I say, okay, if you are hearing it like this, I'll change the song for you. Let's change it if it makes you feel comfortable. Right. Because I like the voice so much. I would only do that if I really like the other vocals that are happening in the song. If the magic is there, then I might just make those concessions. And also, every singer interprets the melody like slightly. They have their own way of taking.
This is for both keys. New and established.
Yeah, new and established. Where I go with because I have a certain melody which is like in my head, I've always sung it like that. But when they sing it, they hear different variations and they do those, and it kind of, so sometimes, yeah, I mean, most of the time I keep them, and sometimes I'm stuck on what I had, so I have to have that. So I'll take 2 options and decide, and a lot of times at a later stage I might replace it or whatever. So so what happens with new singers is that it's just experience. I feel that to get them, and a lot of people don't have the experience of Bollywood, where they come from a Western music background, so they don't know how to emote. They can sing, they can sing in pitch, they can sing in Hindi, but it's about the feel, where to go softer, how to go loud.
Do you teach them all that?
Yeah, everything. Each line, I'll tell them. Sometimes I have to tell them, okay, don't breathe here, so that you can complete this line like this. So it goes into that, A lot of singers have say, okay, make your tongue touch here and then say it like this, so that you get the pronunciation right. So it goes through, and it can get frustrating, but then I feel that if I can help them in any way, and maybe they can gain experience with this, maybe next time they'll be better.
Right.
So I'm willing to work hard with the singer if he's willing to work hard, and most of them are willing to work hard. So there have been some who have been quite arrogant and have who feel that probably I'm just kind of just doing it on purpose, where I'm not liking what they're singing, and being relatively new. Also, they are relatively new, but they have this thing. So if I sense that, then I just record it, and then I don't keep it. As simple as that. I don't use them, and I don't probably entertain them after that. Because I like to work with people who are willing to work. Experiment, work, take time. I don't have problem with time.
It's not like I have half an
Yeah.
hour. You finish my
Like
song.
Jania, we recorded it twice in the studio
Okay.
when we did it for Haunted.
Okay.
And in fact, the day I handed the masters, I'd called Siddharth to sing it for the third time. Because somewhere I was not satisfied. I'm like, no. But then he said, no, it sounds good. Everybody's like, it's sounding good. Why do you want it? And finally, so we didn't do the third one. But then even Majboor Tu Hi Kahi in 1920, I think Amit, it was his first song.
Amit who?
Amit Mishra, very talented singer. And luckily, my engineer, Vinod, he also is very patient. So that helps, because otherwise you can, if you know that your engineer is kind of losing patience, you are not losing patience, the singer is not losing patience, but the engineer is losing patience. He's losing his concentration. Then that can also be a deterrent, you know.
Okay.
But he is patient. Like, he always wants new people to do well.
Right.
So with Majboor Tu Hi Kahi, Amit came, he sang. I think he was nervous. So we started recording in the afternoon, and then he said, can I take a break, sir? I just need I just need to take a break. And he actually went, and then he came again in the night, and then we did the song again, and that time he just did it so fast. Okay. So it was just, he had to just break, loose. Like, maybe he was nervous to the first song and this and that. I was always telling him that it doesn't matter, just sing it. You already have a good voice. The fact that you are in the studio singing this song is that because I know that you can do this song. So you don't need to worry. You are doing this song. Now you just, even if I have to record you thrice, you are doing the song.
Right.
So that way. But with established singers now, most of the time it's like a breeze. I mean, the recording gets over in less than 2 hours or sometimes even 1 hour. Like with Sonu Niigaam, when I did Apna Mujhe Tu Laga, I think he finished the song in 1.5 hours, which for his standards is little longer than what he normally takes. But still, he was like zip 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 zip, and I was like, yeah, this is what I want. So it's established singers is a whole different. Because they have years of experience behind it.
Correct. Like you just mentioned Amit's example that he got nervous in his first take. Obviously, anyone who's entering a studio for the first time.
Correct.
Especially these reality show people, when they enter a studio, they feel intimidated by the equipment and things like that.
Correct. Another thing, because you said reality show singers, I want to bring out another point. Sorry.
Okay. No problem.
One which is, I've also noticed one thing is that they are so used to singing songs that somebody else has sung.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is somebody else has sung that song, has interpreted the feel of the song.
The original singer.
The original singer. So they already know the feel. Now they are just taking that feel and making it their whatever and singing it. But a lot of times I've seen that when they get a new song where they are supposed to interpret the feel, that's where a lot of them are found lacking, I feel.
Okay.
That's where the established singers score. Because you throw them a new melody and they know how to interpret the feel of the song. Whereas sometimes these new singers, sometimes they fail to interpret the feel of the song. They don't know what to do because they're so used to doing what somebody else has already done.
Right.
So I always tell them that is the very big difference between experience and no experience. Yeah.
Correct. So now that you've been around for a while and have done many films, like in Amit's case, in your example, how was your feeling when you recorded an established singer for the first time? Like it was one of the first recordings, though you've been in this industry, your family's been in this industry for, they're more or less founders of Bollywood cinema. But for you, it's like a personal thing, it's when you yourself were in the studio. How was your feeling?
First experience?
With a big singer or
no big singer. My first song with a big singer was with Mohit Chauhan. But at that time, actually,
he was not.
He had also just got Khoon Chala that had happened, and also, I think it would have to be Sunidhi Chauhan.
Okay.
Then in EMI, which was that Hi Allah song, and basically because she's young and she's like one of us, you know. So it didn't feel like that she came with that aura or anything of that sort. She just came very normally, and she was like, her attitude was like, I want to learn. I mean, she always has that. She doesn't come with that attitude that I know. You know, she comes with the attitude that I want to sing this song.
No, for her, like, you were a new music director, so
right.
kabhi naam nahi
She
suna.
didn't make me feel like a new music director. Same with I think KK.
Okay.
I mean, they just make you feel so comfortable. They give you the respect. See, that is the thing. They're willing to listen to you. When a singer comes in and he's willing to listen to you at a stage when you're explaining him the lyrics and you're singing the melody, and they ask you that, this you want like this or you want like this. So they're not saying we're going to sing it like this.
Tune सुना तो मैं आके गा रहा हूँ.
No, I've met singers, established singers. I'll not name them, but उसे तो मैं तो ऐसे ही गाता हूँ. You know.
चाहिए तो लेने तो.
हाँ, वरना राम राम. So it's like that. So, but most of them that I worked with, they are like, they don't make you feel like, because actually for them also they're working with a lot of new composers. They have the experience of working with the establishing music directors and new, so they know.
Okay.
And also I think the factor is the song. I think the song is good, then they automatically give respect because they love art, right? Everybody who's come there is come because in this industry because they love the art of music. So if they see a good composition, then they are excited from inside that they want to sing the song. You understand? So they give that respect for whatever this mind has created, So that is, so I think it has never been difficult. But yeah, like I said, some singers have given a tough time.
But you also feel a little nervous, Kerry. These guys,
Yeah. I felt nervous most when I made Sanjay Dutt sir sing, actually.
Okay.
Because he comes, like, his aura is like of a superstar, and he comes with an entourage of people. And then you have to, like, explain to him, sir, not like this, you don't know whether to do it, whether to just say, okay. It's like, so you are completely...
How was it with him then?
Huh?
How was it with him?
Very sweet. He's one of the sweetest people I've met. It was very... I remember distinctly, he came to the studio, he heard the song, he went to try the song. Then he realized that the pitch was very high. And he didn't know how to tell me that.
So he also didn't know.
Yeah, so he came and he's like, wo thoda niche, wo aisa, Then he told me a very nice thing. He's like, there are a lot of these mimicry guys who do my mimicry. Can you get one of them to sing the song and give it to me? I'll practice, come and sing it. So actually I had a friend who came and sang like Sanju sir, on the song. And I realized that the song is a little high pitched. So I actually I reduced the key of the song and sent the song to him. He actually practiced it. He knew the words by heart when he came. And he came into the studio and he rapped it in half an hour. In half an hour, 40 minutes, he was out of the recording room. Yes, of course, I knew that I couldn't get very intricate and fine with, this thing. So I knew a lot of it would happen in stuff like Melodyne but then, he was like almost there. It's not that he was way off.
Right.
Because I think he's very musical. He loves music, actually.
Right.
He's a full-on rocker.
Mm-hmm. So, it's great to know that how your experiences have been with both these kinds of singers. What are your plans besides Bollywood? Because there are many today singers and lyricists or other people who want to collaborate. Today somehow it's become the time of collaborations, which is very healthy in a way. That new singers feel that approaching somebody in Bollywood is like, boss, he's a film guy, he will not do our song because of money or because of no time or whatever. And they are intimidated by any person saying that I've done a Bollywood film.
Correct.
knowing you personally, it's not like that. But for your fans or for people who like your music, are you open to working with newcomers or collaborating with singers from across the country or the world?
110%. I mean, I would love that, because I realize that there's so much talent in terms of lyrics, in terms of voices, in terms of musicians, that Bollywood is not being able to give or use that talent for some reason, because it's very difficult to get a break, because there are so many already established singers, and to get, even if you get a break, to get a break in a film which is going to be noticed, which is going to be promoted. Because a lot of times you do songs which are in films where the films don't even get promoted, songs don't get promoted. So I think YouTube and internet is like a big avenue for them. And if you see like Honey Singh, Bollywood wants him. He doesn't need Bollywood. Bollywood needs him. Like, they want to use his popularity. So definitely I am myself looking to do some stuff which will be non-Bollywood, non-film, and put it out there, because there are so many compositions which I feel that may not work or may not be taken in a film. But that doesn't mean I'll only do songs like that for non-Bollywood. I'll do like basically I've not learnt music, so for me music needs to be simple, music needs to be catchy, melodies have to be easy to sing. So I've always followed that, and even if I do music outside Bollywood, it's going to be that. It's going to be simple, it's going to be nothing complex.
It's going to be you.
So yeah, it's going to be me. So it gives me an opportunity to use lyricists who I've not worked with, voices that I've not worked with, who I would want to work with. And if somebody wants to collaborate, I'm there. I'm always.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I hear from a lot of people who say, yeah, send me a demo, this, that. But do you seriously kind of listen to the demos that people send you?
Yeah, in fact, I've got a mail ID which I made demo for Chirantan at gmail.com.
Okay.
And 4 is the number 4.
Right.
So what I do is, I don't, anybody wants to send me their demos or say, so I want to meet you. I said, I can't meet everybody, frankly. So why don't you just send me your demos? What I do is, I don't check that mail every day. But once in a while I do check, go through all the mails, especially when I'm hunting for singers. I go through all the mails, and the singers that I like, I actually reply to them in the mail and say that, hey, I really liked your voice and let's do something. Let's meet.
So what kind of demos do they send you? How short or long should they be?
They can send me anything. They can be 1 minute, they can be whatever. It's enough for me to know their voice. And sometimes I also ask them that, you sent me a particular style only, can you send me something of a different style so that I know? Because sometimes it's difficult to judge only from one, from only one song, because probably maybe that song was tailor-made for his voice, but maybe I don't have such a song.
Correct.
So what, can you send me a few so I know where I can cast? So I do that, as in I definitely go through all of them, and in fact I've got a lot of them lined up which I need to check, which I will check, and some I have actually told them, please send me, by seeing their YouTube some clips or whatever, because I'm always looking. I love finding new talent and working with new talent, because it's like they are willing, they are at your disposal, as in whenever you ask them to come, they're here, and then they are willing to work hard,
right? Which
is what I need, because I'm willing to work hard. Right. It's not that I'm saying that chal gaate rahe, main ghoom ke aata hu. I'm sitting with you, right? Yeah. So I'm also spending time. So anywhere from here, from outside India, anyone wants to collaborate, I'm definitely free to collaborate, but not to collaborate for free. but free to collaborate.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah.
Wish you all the very best for your future projects.
Thank you.
And you've done a very good job in Boss, and may you do many more films and also albums.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.